Hello, everybody. It's good to be here in this lovely group of light lovers. I'm Rakefet Beka Moses, and I'm a spiritual and a practical guide. I'm a teacher for channeling, and we will start in just a few seconds. We have a very important subject to talk today. But first, I'm going to tell you, before I'm going to talk about the subject and why we chose that subject to talk about, I'm going to tell you just kind of things that happened before that and how did I get to this information that we're going to talk about, and how did I get this channeling about this topic that is important for us to talk about today. So just before we'll start, I would like you just to send me hellos and just maybe hearts that I see that, and I know that you can hear me and that you are here with me and that everything is working. So let's see that you are with me. If you can just maybe type something that I see that, and then we can start. Okay, great. All right, I see that you are with me now. So, as I said, it's time for us now that we will step up. And my name is Rakefet, as I said, and I'm a channeler. I'm channeling since I was 7 years old. And here I see you writing to me. Thank you. So I'm channeling since I was 7 years old. And the last, I think, 7 years, I've been getting channeling from the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael. I'm from Israel, by the way, if you didn't understand the accent. So I'm getting the channeling from them, from those angels, that they are preparing us to this time that we are in now for all the changes that are coming. And now it's time for us to step up and do the work that we need to do, because we have a lot of things that we are going to create in the new world that is creating right now in this time, and we are very lucky to be in this time, actually. So I've been channeling every Sunday. I have channelings in Hebrew and also in English. I've been channeling every Sunday on live on Facebook, and I put those lives in the internet, and a lot of people see them, and we're doing a process to get to this point. Now, when we started doing those channeling, we didn't know where we are going. We didn't know about the COVID-19, all the virus and all the things that we are going to be in now, that we are experiencing now. But they did tell us that they are preparing us to something. They did take us in a path that brought us to this time with a lot of knowledge and a lot of information. And they really want us to be ready for this time. And the topic that I chose to speak today is actually speaking love instead of speaking the ego. And this is something that a new topic that they started talking to us about it last week. And they said that this topic is what we are going to create our new world with this topic. This is the main thing that they want us to know. They want us to exercise. They want us to understand how to do, because this is the topic that we need to understand in order to create the world that we want to create. So let's start about what does it mean to talk the ego, because it's something that we do every time, every day now, even if we don't want to. It's not something bad. Ego is not something bad. It's self-awareness. It means that we understand what we experience. It means that we ask what we feel. It means, sorry, 1 second. So, as I said, the ego is not something bad. The ego is self-awareness. It means that we understand what we feel, what we react, how we react. It means that we understand that we react to what is happening outside of us, but we feel it inside of us. For instance, if someone called me now and give me some good news, immediately I have a reaction inside of me, either if I'm happy or I'm sad, or maybe I'm feeling frustrated, or maybe I'm feeling confused. It doesn't matter what he's saying. I have those reactions inside of me. And those reactions are based on my senses and on my beliefs, on the things that I experienced during my life. For instance, if I had a bad experience in that subject, I might react badly. I might be very scared from what he's telling me, this person. I might be very curious to understand how is it good for me, because he's saying he have good news. So I have that immediately reaction to what I heard, to what I see. And it's not that I think about it. First of all, I feel it inside of me. First of all, I have the automatic reaction to what I experience outside of me. And many times we see what we see, the way that we feel, the way that we react, and we do a lot of thinking about it if we are doing self-growth. And we understand what is going on inside of us in order to understand why we react that way. But this is all the language of the ego. Okay, the language of the ego says, what do I feel? What do I experience? And we need to remember that the language of the ego is only based on our beliefs, which is also based on our past lifetime or just past experience in this lifetime. And it's also based on the senses that I have. For instance, I can look at something and think it's blue, and another person will look at it and think it's green or yellow. And it really matters the way that my senses can understand what they see and what I taste and what I feel. And the language of the ego is based on that, on my senses, on my beliefs that are based on my life experience in this lifetime, in another lifetime. And the language of the love, the unconditional love, if to be exact, is talking about feeling, what the other person is experiencing, not what I'm experiencing at this moment. And it's really different because when we want to see and to understand what the other person that is now talking to me, trying to tell me, okay, subconsciously maybe, in the subtext. In Hebrew, we don't have a word for that. There is a text and we don't have a word for subtext. But in English, it's really easy to explain because it's what they're trying to tell us. So they can tell us that they love us, but underneath, they're trying to tell us, I need you. I feel insecure, so I'm telling you now that I love you because I want you to tell me. And when I listen to what the person tells me, and I'm trying to say, okay, I'm not going to listen from my ears. I'm going to listen from my heart. I want to listen from my heart. I want to listen from unconditional love. What does this person experience now? And what is he trying to tell me? And not what I'm hearing. What is he trying to tell me? What does he need? Why is he saying those words? Why is he expressing himself this way? And it goes both ways because it goes only in one direction, which is good. People can tell us good things, and people can also tell us bad things. They can be mad at us and maybe speak badly to us and even curse us. And then we want to understand what is the subcontext underneath that. What is the subtext? What are they trying to tell us? Why are they telling us those things? What they are trying to tell us that they are experiencing? Now, when I talked about this information in Hebrew, I was channeling it, and then I decided it's very important that I will bring this topic also in English because I think it's something that we need to learn, because in our mind we can say that we are seeing the other person, that we are trying to understand what he is experiencing, but understanding is from our mind, and they want us to feel in our hearts. And it's something that for us human is a big difference, to stop thinking and be in the feeling all the time, to see what do we feel, what does the other person feel, because I want to feel that in my heart in order to help him. Now, the thing is that we need to understand that when we are creating this world now, that we are creating now because we are in this amazing creation now, the one thing that we talk about is unity, being united. But for us to experience that, we need to remember that we are all one. We are all unconditional love. The unconditional love is the base of everything, is the creation energy. This is the meaning of the creation energy. And in all the initiations that I'm doing every month an initiation for the beginning of the month, for the Jewish month. And every time they say this sentence, they say, unconditional love is everything, is the answer to everything. Every time that you want to decide, do I need to go there? Do I need to do that? Is that right for me? The question is, will I experience unconditional love with that decision? Okay, that's the thing that needs to guide us. Will I experience unconditional love if I do that to myself and to the rest of the people around me? Am I experiencing unconditional love? And a lot of times the answer is no, sadly, but this is the truth. Even for a person like me that I am connected to my channel, to my spiritual guides, I'm doing a lot of development process, self-growth, but still many times the answer will be no. I'm not experiencing unconditional love at the moment if I'm not aware that I need to, that this decision need to be based on unconditional love. And when I decide something, mostly I decide from my head, maybe from my heart, maybe from my gut. But to stop and ask this question, is this going to bring me unconditional love? Will I experience unconditional love? Will I give unconditional love in this decision? Is very, very important, because then we understand that we are all one. If I am one with the person that is now hurting me, if I will understand what he's trying to tell me with his heart, not with his mouth, not with the words that he's saying, if I will understand what he's trying to tell me in his heart, I can make a healing process with him without him even knowing that. One of the messages that I channeled, I think about 10 months ago, I think. It was before the elections, the last elections that were here in Israel. We are now going to 4th elections, and just one after the other. We can't decide. Decision is hard for us, apparently. And they told us that we need to say that we are sending healing to the relationships with people that are harming us, and they are not even aware of that. And we are sending healing to people all over the world that are not even aware of how they affect our life. For instance, I'm pretty sure that the President of the United States don't know me personally. I'll be surprised if he is, unless he's watching now. And his decisions affect my life too. Okay, he's not aware of that, but he affects a lot of people's lives. And I want to send healing and love to him, unconditional love, that this unconditional love will help him make the right decisions that will be good and for our highest benefit, for all the people that are affected from his decisions. Even if he's not aware of me, he doesn't know me, but I do want to send him healing to our relationship, because even if he doesn't know me, we have a relationship. He does affect my life. He affects my life a lot. And I want to send this healing to our relationship and send him unconditional love that will help him understand what is the right decisions that he need to do in order to help as many people as possible in the world. And when we understand that we are one, even those people in the other side of the world that we think that they were not affecting there and they are not affecting us, when we remember that we are one, we need to understand that if I know what the other person is feeling, is trying to tell me, then I know that I can do this healing process with him even without words. You know, one of the things that people ask me when I did this live in Hebrew is if there is someone that is harming you, that may be in a bad relationship, okay, maybe someone that is hurting you, how to do that process with him. So the first thing is, and I talked to my angels, to the angels a lot about it, because I think it was a very, very good question. And they said the answer was, first of all, if someone is harming you, step back, okay? Be in unconditional love to yourself. Take the thing that you need, which is your protection, first of all. The second thing is, still check with yourself, what is this person is trying to tell you, okay? If he is very strong, I don't know the word for it in English, but is, for instance, if he's trying to show you that he's strong, okay, that he's stronger than you, maybe by hitting you, maybe by cursing you, maybe by telling you that you are not good. Okay, there is a word for it in Hebrew. I don't know the word for it in English. So I hope that you understand what I mean. So maybe he's doing it because he's feeling insecure with himself. Maybe he's doing it because he's scared that you will leave him. Maybe he's doing it because he needs to control someone in order to feel that he's worth something. Now, it doesn't mean that if you understand why he's doing that you need to stay with him. But if you understand why he's doing that, now that you are in a safe place, thinking about it and understanding and feeling from your heart what he needs, you can tell yourself, you can tell inside of you, you can do this process and tell him, I'm sending you unconditional love to heal that place in you. Okay, you don't need to tell him that in front of him because maybe he's not able to understand that. But you can do that even from the far. You can tell him that I'm sending you unconditional love to heal that place in you that is feeling insecure, that need to show that you have strength over other. And just send him that. And when we understand that we are in relationships with people around us in our lives, they are in our lives because we can affect them and they can affect us. And we all the time affect other people around us without even knowing that. You know, how many times did you walk into a room and you felt what is going on? If someone was angry, you can feel it inside of you. You can feel your stomach. Or if someone was happy and you kind of started feeling very light. So we do understand, we do feel the vibrations that is around us without even knowing what just happened there. Okay, we don't need someone to tell us, I'm happy, so now you're going to be happy, or I'm sad, so you're going to be sad. We see that, we understand that, we feel it. Our body feel it. The vibration touch our body, even if we don't think about it. You know what? I'm using a lot in vibrations and also in the meditations that they are channeling through me. And when they said, they told me a few years ago, they told me, you know, when you walk into a room, even if you have a picture behind you that you didn't see, you don't know what is the painting, you don't know what is there. There is a picture behind you, you are affected from what is there. Okay, if there is someone there smiling, it affects you. If someone there is scared or maybe is a very dark picture, it affects your body and you're not aware of it. So if you're going to a museum, for instance, and there's a lot of pictures there of maybe like the Holocaust we have here in Israel, so it affects your body. So choose where you want to go. Be aware that all those vibrations touch your body and affect you because they are moving. It's a wave that's moving in the air all the time, and it does touch your body. So we need to remember that even if I feel what the other person is trying to tell me without saying a word, and in me I feel this unconditional to him, even if he hurt me before, now I'm in a safe place, I can say that I'm sending you this healing to what you need, unconditional love to heal you. It affects the other person even if he didn't hear it, even if he's not aware of that. Something will affect him, something will change inside of him. And the thing that we need to remember that we can affect is the people that are very, very close to us, and they speak to us all the time. And you know, I'm going to give you an example. It's difficult to explain it in English, but I'll do my best. I'm going to give you an example from my husband and me. And they told me, the angels, they told me to tell people that we need to understand the language that people around us talk to us. Now, there's so many times that people are saying a word and they mean something different. But if we are not aware to what they are trying to tell us, we can be mistaken and can really lead to the other person being hurt because we didn't understand what he's trying to tell us. So I'm going to tell you my story about my husband. And when we were together now for, I think, 12 years or maybe 13 years, and when we just started going out, we went to a restaurant and we ordered something, and I told him, do you like the food? And he said, it's in Hebrew, the word is sababa, which means good, fine, mean fine. And then in another place that we went, he said the same word, another word means nechmad, it means also fine. So he said fine here and fine there. And then I said, okay, so do you want to go there again? And he said, no, I don't want to go there again. So I didn't understand, if both of them are fine, why is this one better than the other one? And while we were together, I started to understand that this word that he's saying, sababa, means great, amazing. Even though if I translate it means fine, for him it meant that it's great, that it's amazing, that he really, really loved it. The other word that he said, nechmad, which means nice and fine as well, that means that he doesn't like it. It's really bad. He don't want that anymore. So don't go to that restaurant again. And at the beginning, I told him, well, can't you say words that is simple for me to understand? Can't you say this is great and this is bad and I don't want that? He said, this is me. That's the way I'm talking. And then I started noticing that how many times I ask him something and he have these words that he says, that's what he means. He understands what he means. It's like a child. Okay, if a child is crying now, we're trying to understand what he wants, but he sometimes can't express what he feels, can't express what he needs. But we need to feel from our hearts what he wants, what he needs. We need to do our best. So for kids, we are very compassionate, and we will do it, and we will ask him, and we will give him a hug. But with adults, we'll get angry. Why are you not saying what you want? Why are you not being clear? And they say that this time we need to understand that when we want to create a new world that is based on unity, we need to remember that we are one. If I won't listen from my heart and understand what the other person is trying to tell me, even though he didn't say the right words, even though what he said was different from what he was trying to tell me, I need to listen from my heart, because the love, the language of the love is about unity. The language of the love means that there is something that he's trying to tell me, what he needs, what he feels. There is a reason that he's saying that. You know, they're telling me now that sometimes people speak very, very fast, and other people see them that they speak very fast and they don't understand why they speak so fast. And the other side, there are people that speak very slow, and other people look at them and say, come on, talk already. What are you trying to say? And they say that those people that are trying to speak fast, they want to be heard. And they trying to talk very fast in order to say everything that someone will listen, that people will not leave them. They say that a lot of them have anxiety to be alone. And they speak very fast because if they are interesting, then people will stay with them. And they're saying that other people that speak very slowly, they can also be needing the same thing, that they want not to stay alone. So they speak slowly because they are asking for the person to stay until they will finish. And those two things we need to see and to understand the person that is standing in front of us, the way that he behaved, the way that we talk, the way that he's acting, you know, the face and everything, the mimics. We need to see that. We need to feel from our body. You know, there is the language of the body that is well known already, and people use it even when they go to interviews. And they say that this language is something that is just the beginning of the language of love. But this can help us understand what the other person is experiencing. And what we want to understand is that when we can feel what the other person is experiencing, we can really help him going through the process of what he needs and maybe even help him see that. So the first step is to understand that I don't need to see what I feel at that moment. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's not important for me to know what I feel. It is important. There is also work to do with that. But when I'm talking to the other person, I want to understand at that moment, what is he trying to show me? What is he trying to tell me that he feels? And the second thing is that I want to help him understand what he feels. Because a lot of time, like the example they just gave us, people are talking very fast or maybe very slow, and they are not aware of the reason that they are doing it. Sometimes people tell us something that hurt us, and they are not aware why they're telling us. And they say you need to remember that you need to ask them questions in order to understand what they are experiencing. And if you will help them understand what they are experiencing, then it will make it easier for them to understand if their decisions are based on unconditional love, like we talked before. Because I do want to make decisions based on unconditional love, but many people are not aware of the situation, of the feelings, of what they feel at the moment. And they say that at this time, we need to help other people to wake up, to open their eyes to what is going on around them. But before they can understand what is going on around them, they need to understand what is going on inside of them and how they react to things. And I want to tell you something they're telling me now. Okay, I'm just gonna tell you they're gonna talk through me because I think it will be easier. So it's the angel Michael now. It's then and Moses that are speaking. When you are looking at the world from our perspective, the perspective of God, you know that you are all one creation. As this creation, you affect on one another, and you cannot look at only at what you experience. You must help other people to see what they experience in order to understand the decisions that you're going to make about your world. In your creation now, you need to understand that the creation is going to be affected on the other worlds as well, and you will be the one that will decide if it will be based on unconditional love or not. We encourage you to see the inspiration that you give to others and the effect that you have on others and the effect that they have on you in order to understand that unconditional love is something that is around you all the time, and you need to find a way to connect to it. We love you and we bless you all the time, and we would wish that you will see from our high perspective that unconditional love is the only way, the only solution to the way that to the things that you are looking now. It's the only way for you to grow from the place that your world is in now. We wish you all the best, and we are here to guide you and to show you the path that you want to choose, that your souls want to experience. Please do understand that unconditional love is the solution. Please ask yourself those questions all the time. Will unconditional love from God will choose this situation to me? Will God will choose these words to talk through? Will unconditional love choose to be in this situation now? And if the answer is no, please understand that you need to change the way you behave. Please understand you need to change the way you act. Please understand you need to change the way you feel. We know it's a long process, but we are here to guide you. You are all blessed. Okay, so as they were saying, we need to feel the decision, and we need to understand that this is the only solution. This is the path that we want to choose, that we want to go through, that our souls want to go through. And I said at the beginning that I feel blessed to be at this time. I feel blessed that my soul chose to be here now in this new creation. And they just said that we are here because our souls chose to be here, but our souls chose to walk in the path of unconditional love. So if they chose to be in that path, we need to show them that path. And by showing other people the path of unconditional love, we will experience that in our life. And it will be by asking them questions, the same questions that they just told us. Will God use this word? Will unconditional love choose to be in this situation? Will unconditional love choose to stay here in the way things are, or will it choose to change things? What kind of changes can we do? And it starts with us. It starts in us to understand what we inspire other people and how we affect them and how they affect us. And I think what he just said about us being inspiration is something that we need to remember, because a lot of people ask me, what if my partner doesn't understand this language and he think it's all just one big bullshit nonsense and he don't want to listen? Well, we're not going to force him. We're not going to decide for him because he has his own free will, and something very, very important. What we are going to do is going to ask him questions that will help him find the answers for him. And the question to ask someone, how do you feel when you take this decision? How do you feel when you say those words? It's something that they can answer. It's not all, in the spirituality. When you ask someone, how do you feel? A lot of people can relate to what they feel if they just stop and check with themselves what they feel. But a lot of times we're just working, just doing one thing and then the other, and we're not stopping to see and to ask ourselves, how do I feel? One of the missions that they gave us in the messages, we have the weekly messages every Sunday, and I will give you my Facebook page so you can also see them. We have it also in English translation and in Spanish and in Arabic and in Russian. So if you want to send it to someone else that you love and you care, you can just send the link and share it with them. And the missions that they give us every Sunday, they give us the weekly message about what's going to happen in this week, and they also give us missions that we need to work on in order to understand the process that we are going through. Because when they tell you something, it's one thing, but when you are working with it, it's a completely different thing. You understand how it's going to affect your life. You can really see that happening. So one of the missions that they told us about 2 months ago, they said, go back in your life and check your decisions that brought you here to where you are now. Were they based on unconditional love, or were they based on fear? And then they told us, now check the decisions that you're going to make during this week. Okay, after we did that mission, they told us, check this week. Every hour, stop and ask yourself, am I feeling now unconditional love? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing now? And one of the things that I experienced is that I took my kids to kindergarten, and I'm walking back to my house, and I live in a really, really beautiful place. I live in the middle of the forest. It's a really beautiful place in the north of Israel. And I was really stressed because I had to go back home and to do a few things and start working, and I had also a consultation waiting for me, and I was really stressed. And while I was walking back home, I asked myself this question. I stopped and I said, what are you feeling now? And I said, the answer was stress. And then I said, well, you're walking in such a beautiful place. You have 5 minutes walk. Why not to enjoy that walk? Why not to experience 5 minutes of unconditional love? It will take me 5 minutes to walk back home anyway. So what good is it for me to feel stress in those 5 minutes instead of looking around me and feeling the unconditional love and the beautiful flowers that just grow, because there are a lot of flowers exact by my name, by the way, in where I live. My name is the name of a flower, it's cyclamen, if you know. So there is now a lot of flowers around me, and they just told me, well, why won't you take those 5 minutes to just feel unconditional love? You can be stressed afterwards if you really, really want. And it really changed the way that I looked at things, because during that week, every hour I stopped and I asked myself, what do you feel? And many times, sadly, it wasn't unconditional love. And then I said, how can I change it? What at this moment can help me experience unconditional love, even if it will be only for 3 minutes? Even if 3 minutes afterwards, I'm going to experience something completely different. And every hour, when I stopped and I changed it, I think it lasts for about 25, 30 minutes, that feeling, and actually maybe be more than half of the day in that feeling. And it's amazing because we have so many things on our minds that we do during the day that we don't stop to think about that. What do we want to feel during the day? And when we feel that, we obviously inspire other people to feel that. We affect other people to feel that. And then my kids came home and they were very calm and fun, and we did a lot of things that was really fun. Okay, and remember we are in lockdown now, so it's not so taking for granted that it's good time all the time with the kids, because it is a lot of times, and my husband is working. So doing things during the day and checking all the time, like pulse checking. Okay, am I feeling unconditional love now? Okay, am I living the unconditional love and expressing it to others, and then helping others by asking them the question, what are you feeling now? What are you trying to feel now? Why are you doing that? Okay, are you going now to clean the house? Why? What's going to give you? Are you going to feel unconditional love when you're going to do it? Is it going to affect you? It will, but how? And when we stop and we think all the time, we are aware of that. We are asking that question. You can even like put a big sign in front of you. I'm doing it. I have a lot of signs. You don't see it because it's behind my computer. I have a lot of signs. And just write, I feel unconditional love. Or how do I feel now? And when we are connected to that question as many times as possible during the day, and when we ask other people how they feel and if they feel love at the moment, even though they might look at us funny, what is this question now? We will help them stop and see and understand and feel. And that's the effect that we want to give others as well. So speaking the language of love means that I know that I affect other people, that I know that I want to see, to understand, to feel what they're trying to tell me, and how we can affect on one another, how we can heal the relationship that we have between us, how we will send love to others, even if I never met them. You know, I don't know if you have it in your group, but I have it in my community that if someone is sick, so someone write his name and can ask if they can pray for them. I'm pretty sure that you have it as well. And then we send our prayers, and sometimes we don't know the person, but it really doesn't matter because I don't need to know the person in order to understand that we are united and that I want to send him healing and that I want to help him heal and feel good. So I'm sending him the healing even if I don't know him, and it is affecting him even if he don't know me. So the beautiful of being united, of the lesson that our world is choosing to be in now, to be united, to learn what does it mean to be one. It's a beautiful, beautiful lesson. And the first thing is to speak the language of love all the time. One of the things they told us is taste the words in your mouth before you take them out. If it feels bitter, if it feels sour, maybe you shouldn't tell them. Maybe don't speak them. If it feels sweet, if it feels good, then pronounce them. Taste them in your mouth. We have it in Hebrew, we have taste in the words as well. But when you stop just before you talk and you really check with yourself, what does it taste? What will I gain by saying that? What is the reason that I really, really want to say that things? What is the effect? What is the things that I want the other person to feel? Maybe there are better words to say it. Maybe words that will be clear to the other person and they will not have to guess what I'm feeling. it's something that we are working on now. And if as many people as possible will know to speak the language of love and not the ego, what do I feel, what do I want, but what do you need? I see you. I understand you. I want to be there for you. If we will do that, that's going to be a really good base for our new world that we are building now. Wow. Thank you. Thank you for everyone that are here with me now. And please, first of all, share this live, share what we talked about, and try to practice it, because it's not something that we do really fast and it's really easy for us. It's something that we do need to practice. And if you want, like I said, I have the weekly messages every Sunday. You can join my group and just watch them, and really get to understand the messages that they are sending us and doing the process with us. And you can share them as well. It's free. It's for everyone. I'm just channeling the channel that they chose to bring this information to the world. One of the channels. And also there is the 9 gates process. In June, I got 9 meditations that help us open to the new world. And each meditation is a gate, a different gate for a free will, a gate of forgiveness, a lot of 9 different gates. And this process is free. If you want to join the process, you have the link here in the post. You can just link on it and walk into to those meditations, and you can send it to others as well. And I'm really thankful for everyone that are here with me, and to Amaya and Teresa and Chen that did these connections, and to the world that we are here now, and to you that you are with me and that you're sharing. I will share the link. Yes, I will send it now as yes, and in the post I will. Thank you so much for being with me. Please share this information, because it's so important for all of us, not just for me, not just for the people that are watching, just to everyone. I love you and thank you. Thank you.